Hi everybody, I've decided to do another vlog as I've been away for another month. I've actually just recorded one, but it was 12 minutes long and I decided that's far too long and I'm not waiting like 5 hours for it to load onto a computer. So I'm going to try and be really quick. Okay, so this month I've been working at a children's home that's run by the Women's Foundation, which is a charity in Nepal that helps women who maybe come from abusive relationships with their husbands or like children have been abused by their fathers, and they're trying to remove them from that situation and gives them another chance to sort of live a different sort of life, because quite often women and children are trapped in that sort of relationship because they don't have the ability to work for themselves and earn money themselves. So the foundation sort of is a really well-rounded foundation that helps support both the children in giving them an education and providing them with food and accommodation, and it also helps women learn a trade. They all sort of learn how to make sort of silk scarves and things like this, so that then they can support their families and they don't have to rely on a husband who may not be good for them. So I found this organisation through Marianne. She sort of put me in contact with the lady who runs it, called Renu, and I was shown around the children's home where I'd asked to volunteer, and the next day I sort of went there. I had very sort of basic accommodation, literally just a desk in my room when I arrived. I was a bit worried I'd be sleeping on the floor, but as it happened there was a bed in the kitchen, so we brought that up and I slept in the bed. But it was, you know, a really lovely place to stay, just so full of like really happy, sort of well-adjusted children, and considering their background I thought, you know, there's going to be kids sitting in the corner crying all the time or something, but it wasn't like that at all. They were just so sort of normal and just happy, just in fact happier than normal. And I'd met kids in the village who'd all seem a bit, you know, they're quite sort of almost like scared of me, whereas these kids were all like sort of in my face the whole time. It was good and then bad at times. I really enjoyed talking to some of the older kids. They're just so sort of relaxed and they're helpful. They're very much like older sisters to the younger girls there, and it just seemed to work quite well as an organisation, like for the kids there. I mean, they wouldn't have like the idea of what a normal family life was like, but this was quite a lot more normal probably than what they'd come from. So I thought it was really good, and a really good way for a foundation to work, for a charity to work, and sort of supporting all aspects of how a broken family might need support. My main roles there were really just to sort of like help entertain the children. They were on holiday season for most of the time. They had about a week of school. In that week I helped them with their homework. They did homework from 5:30 in the morning till 7 o'clock in the morning, and then again when they got home from about 5 until 6 or 7 at night. So I helped them with homework, which put me off ever having children because it was just such a nightmare to get them to do anything. Some of them were fine, but like others were just so naughty, you just wanted to. I ended up like one time just having to hold a stick and poke them with it every so often to try and get them to write just words, copy words out. But the rest of the time when they were on holidays, my main roles were pushing the swing, swinging children around in general, playing games with them. I did a lot of drawing classes. I sort of started a drawing club that I do every day, and then we started an art gallery on the wall, which they've got to finish. And we also watched a lot of movies. They just want to watch movies all day long when it's holiday season, because they're allowed a DVD player then, and so they just watch loads of Korean movies, really bad Nepali movies, and some alright Bollywood movies. So I watched a lot of movies. They were a bit worried about me staying because they thought I wouldn't like the accommodation or I wouldn't like the food, but actually I thought it was all, you know, the food was all pretty tasty. Accommodation basic, but I had a toilet and a shower, which was quite impressive, and it was just, yeah, it was just really nice. It was so good to sort of, I just felt really relaxed and at home sort of straight away, and I don't know whether, you know, whether I really made much of a difference, whether, you know, I don't know if they'll remember me. I took loads of photos of them all and bought them, sort of like got them developed so they could all have them to look at and make a collage or something, which I never got around to doing, but they can do that later. And I just, you know, I don't know whether I was needed there really as such. I think it was more like I was just like an extra, an added bonus, if you like, and I think the place would run fine without volunteers, but I think volunteers would maybe bring something to the place, and maybe give something like the children might find out, like maybe some of them found out they actually really enjoyed art and they can go off and do like an art course or something like this. So I don't know really how much I helped, but it was enjoyable for me, and I think the kids quite enjoyed having me there for the short amount of time that I was there. I taught them a little bit of guitar. I bought them guitar tuning and guitar books so they can carry on learning once I've gone. And that was about it really. I got ill a lot, I got head lice, I can't hear in my right ear anymore, and I don't really know why. And yeah, that was really about it. And I don't want to be too long on this vlog because it takes ages to upload them. But despite all my illnesses, and despite the fact that children can sometimes be really annoying, I thought it was a really lovely place to spend a month. And I feel like I want to help them more in the future, and I'd like to sponsor a child. And I think that would be a good place for if people wanted to do work experience, in case they think about going into social work or working with children. I think it would be a really good place to go. And I'll put a link on my blog to the place. I've also met loads of lovely people as well since being there, and I'll probably write that on the blog, but I'm not going to talk about them now. And I also had a major hassle sorting out my Indian visa, but I'll talk about that on the blog as well. See you all later.